Alrighty, let's get back to some recorded questions. This is 14C question 4, which is quite a tricky one. So 14C question 4, Janet's selecting chocolates at random out of a box. She knows that 20% have hard centres. So the probability of a hard is 0.2. What is the minimum number of chocolates she needs to select to ensure that the probability of choosing exactly 3, so I'll make this a random variable, x is 3, is more than 10%. So we'll say, what if it is 10%? And we'll have to have more goes than that. So the difference between this one and the other ones we've been doing is you can't use the menu 55D because this isn't cumulative, it's just a one-off, because we'd have to consider two parts, the 0, 1, 2s, and then the 4 onwards. So what we have to do is use the formula. So if you remember, the formula was n choose x, p to the x, 1 minus p to the n minus x. All right, so it's n choose 3, 0.2 to the 3, times 0.8 to the n minus 3. And that has to equal 0.1. All right, that's a bit weird, isn't it? Because how do we do this? If you actually put in your calculator, NCR, that menu 53, I think it is, n comma 3, let's see what we get. So check this out. I'm just going to flip this up and hopefully you can't see the washing in the background. We go menu 5 and its combinations 3. NCR, I'm going to do n comma 3. All right, so we get 0.1 equals n minus 2, n minus 1 on 6. Like that. So that's my n3 times by 0.2 to the 3 times by 0.8 to the n minus 3. And then I'm going to solve that for n. Let's go back up here. Menu 3, 1, solve 0.1 equals this times 0.2 to the power of 3 times 0.8 to the power of n minus 3, and do that for n, and let's see what we get. We get n equals 6.55 or n equals 27.9. So how many games do we have to play? We have to play either 7 or 28. So obviously if you're going to get it out after 7, you wouldn't pay 28. So essentially this is, remember we talked at the start about we'd have to consider 2 bits, the 0, 1, 2, and then we'd have to consider the 4 onwards. So that's why there's 2 answers, but we'll just stick with this first one, n equals 7.